Caitlin Clark is so ridiculous on the court that even the refs think her move should be illegal. You won't believe what she did at the Los Angeles Sparks match. Stick around to find out. Caitlin Clark receives a ball on the court's edge. As a defender closes in, no hesitation, no dribble, no fake, just instinct. She launches a ball from an incredible distance with a flick of her wrist, testing the very limits of basketball physics. How can you even defend against that? This is the deepest shot Caitlin Clark has attempted since turning pro. You can only hope to survive. The playback on the big screen only adds to the tension. Just look at how far back she was. The Indiana Fever's defense tightens, determined to take back control. Chaos breaks loose near half court, hands reaching, bodies colliding, the ball bouncing unpredictably. For a moment, no one has the upper hand. Then Caitlin Clark steps into the fray, calm, focused, ball secure in her grip. What happens next is pure brilliance. With a quick flick of her wrist, she delivers a pass that seems impossible, laser-precise and perfectly timed. It's the kind of play that makes you question reality. The crowd erupts. They know they've just witnessed greatness. For most players, this would be luck. For Caitlin Clark, it's just another day of turning the extraordinary into routine.
Clark launches, nails it.
It wasn't just a highlight. When Caitlin Clark pulled up from the WNBA sign, it was basketball magic. Out of nowhere, she stepped into Steph Curry territory and drained not one but two logo threes in a row. The crowd went crazy. Where were the defenders? Nowhere close. And even if they were, it wouldn't have mattered. Guarding Caitlin Clark beyond the logo is like trying to block a Wi-Fi signal with aluminum foil. It's useless and only makes you look ridiculous.
Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Caitlin Clark put on such a show against the Washington Mystics that her highlight reel clocked in at nearly 10 minutes. But the play that stole the spotlight? A behind-the-back pass so unreal it felt like destiny. With a simple flick of her wrist, without even looking, she sent the ball gliding through the air, curling perfectly into her teammates' hands under the rim. The crowd gasped in unison. It wasn't just a precision. It was a sheer audacity she didn't glance, signal, or hint. She simply knew, as if she saw the play before it happened. Even in slow-motion replays, Caitlin revealed nothing. No clue, no tell. It was basketball's version of a master illusionist trick, more suited for a Vegas showroom than a basketball court sorcery. Maybe not. Genius? Absolutely. One thing is certain. Guarding Caitlin Clark isn't just about strength or speed. It's a mental game, and she's always 3 moves ahead.
She's up there with rebounds, up there with steals. And she'll take the first three.
Caitlin Clark pulled off a behind-the-back dribble so vicious it looked like a defender got hit with an invisible force field. The Mercury player, whose name we'll spare for the sake of mercy, stumbled back like they just slipped on an ice rink, eventually hitting the hardwood as the crowd collectively lost at Clark, unbothered and cool as ever, calmly stepped back beyond the arc. With a defender on the ground and the entire arena on edge, she let the three fly. The swish echoed like a MIC drop, punctuating the move with perfection. Watching Caitlin in that moment felt like seeing Kyrie Irving's handles meet Steph Curry's range, wrapped in her signature swagger. Her control of the ball was mesmerizing. Her footwork flawless. The IT wasn't just a highlight. It was pure humiliation for the opposition. Phoenix's bench sat in stunned silence, likely reevaluating their defensive strategies. Guarding Caitlin Clark one-on-one is like playing a high-stakes game of Twister on a slick floor. Right foot here, left foot there, and suddenly you're on the ground watching her drain another dagger. Someone called the insurance rep. Ankles were broken, and claims need filing.
Coming off a masterful night and starts us off.
Caitlin Clark spun through 2 defenders on a fast break like a ballerina on a mission, capping it off with a reverse layup so silky it could have been sponsored by a butter company. This wasn't just basketball. It was a masterclass in turning chaos into art. The defenders? They moved like they were wading through molasses, helpless as Clark pirouetted right past them. Even the center, desperate for a block, reached out like she was trying to snag a balloon drifting just out of reach. But all she got was a front row view of the ball kissing the backboard and falling clean through the net. The crowd erupted in disbelief and pure joy. It wasn't just a play, it was a dagger, a highlight that sealed her team's comeback and broke the spirit of her opponents. You half expected someone to call a timeout just to let the defenders catch their breath, and their dignity. Caitlin's creativity in the lane was absurd, the kind of improvisation that makes game plans look useless. Opponents weren't guarding her. They were auditioning for her highlight reel. If this move were a cheat code, it would definitely be called spin and win. And honestly, the league might need to patch it before she redefines what's possible. Her team's comeback and broke the spirit of her opponents. You have expected someone to call a timeout just to let the defenders catch their breath, and their dignity. Caitlin's creativity in the lane was absurd, the kind of improvisation that makes game plans look useless. Opponents weren't guarding her. They were auditioning for her highlight reel. If this move were coded, definitely be called spin and win, and honestly, the league might need to patch it out before she redefines what's even. Possible 3, the Clark special crazy pass.
Caitlin, when she gives the ball up, with a fever on a 15-2 extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again, heating up.
Caitlin Clark spun through 2 defenders on a fast break like a ballerina on a mission, capping it off with a reverse layup so silky it could have been sponsored by a butter company. This wasn't just basketball. It was a masterclass in turning chaos into art. The defenders, they moved like they were wading through molasses, helpless as Clark pirouetted right past them. Even the center, desperate for a block, reached out like she was trying to snag a balloon drifting just out of reach. But all she got was a front row view of the ball kissing the backboard and falling clean through the net. The crowd erupted in disbelief and pure joy. It wasn't just a play. It was a dagger, a highlight that sealed the moment.